and a very happy day today. And do you want to tell them why I can't stop smiling?
Because we got our roses in today. So last year we actually had an unboxing of David Austin 2-quart roses.
Yeah.
So this time around we have some Bareroot roses that we're excited for because they're a lot bigger than the 2 quarts.
Yes.
But we're going to go through what we need to do to get them ready to get planted.
Yes.
But
so
I think Angie's more excited because of the ones that we chose. What did we choose?
yes, it's Strawberry Hill, a climbing rose, and this one is a new one this year from David Austin, Mill on the Floss.
Yep.
Am I correct?
Mill
on the Floss, and they're both pink, of course.
Yep. So we already opened it. We actually got this this morning. We were surprised because we weren't expecting them this soon. We kind of worried because we didn't think we were going to get our roses, but we actually got them. So
first off, I just wanted to say, excuse the background. We don't have anything.
So the lighting might be horrible, but I'm gonna try to fix this up as much as I can in post. We're in the garage. It was kind of drizzling, but we want to get these ready to go as soon as possible. We don't want to have them sit longer than what they need to.
We just want to get it going so we can get them planted. So we already opened it, of course. Angie couldn't help herself. So it comes with a little planting guide right here, so it lets you know how to plant the Bareroot.
But the main reason for doing this is to show you guys exactly what they look like when they come Bareroot. I know we get a lot of questions, or we actually see a lot of questions like that. We don't get that many questions about it, but we see a lot of questions about the Bareroot roses. Here, let's just take this whole thing out. I'm gonna take it out of the box now.
It's nice and moist.
They are a little moist already, sitting in the bag. A little bit muddy from when they pull them right out of the ground. So the first one we're going to grab here
Look at that.
Let's see.
It already has growth on it, guys. Wow.
Alright, so as you can see that right there, it's got a lot of little growth going on right there. This one is Mill on the Floss.
Oh, wow.
Now this one has large clusters of neat, deeply cut pink roses, pink blooms with individual petals, edged darker pink, fruity fragrance, and it has an arching growth. It grows about 4.5 to 4 feet tall. So we're pretty excited about this one.
We'll try to put a photo or something to show it.
Yeah, we'll put a picture of what it actually looks like. But this is one of the newer roses that they came out with, and we're just excited to try this one.
Did you mention it can take more shade than anything? This one, so that's why we got it, because we want to have something for the back of the garden, which is more on the shaded side. So next, wow, they're really good size, guys. We were a little scared to order them from Bareroot. Okay, so this right here is Strawberry Hill, and it says right here, particularly fine myrrh fragrance, superb pure pink blooms, a vigorous and very healthy climber, 8 feet.
Yeah, so that's pretty excited about a climber. They can actually deal with a bit more, you know, not much shade, because this one we didn't get for shade. This one we actually got for the front of the house.
This is full sun.
So it'll take full sun, but this one we did get for shade because, as you know, our garden has a lot more shade than we wanted to.
The back one. Okay, so we have 2 buckets with water. I hope they fit in there. Now that I'm looking at, we couldn't run out and grab something bigger right now, so we are gonna see what we can do with that.
Yep. So,
okay.
Alright, so that actually fits in there.
So it's just the root that needs to get...
Yeah, we just need to soak them in water.
The whole thing, or just the...
Just the roots, just to get them
just
rehydrated. So it's recommended to soak them in water for at least 2 hours. We're probably going to leave these a little bit more than 2 hours, probably overnight. Only because we can't get out there and plant in the garden because we got some rain coming down. But we do want to keep them hydrated. So it's recommended no less than 2 hours. But again, we're going to do these overnight just so they stay hydrated and we can get these planted up.
Okay, so we have the second rose, Strawberry Hill. Don't get dirty. Okay, and then we're just going to go ahead and do the same thing and put the roots in there. Okay, so this is it for now, and we are super excited to get these out in the garden. So we will be back tomorrow to go ahead and get them out there. So we are back in the garage a day later did not want to bring y'all back in the garage looking at this ugly wall. It has Ambrose inspired though to do something with this.
Yeah, definitely put something back here just to give it a little more interest when we do, if we ever have to do videos in here again.
But we've been working out in the garden and the weather has just not been that great. We have been running in and out and we just had so many things to get done like now. They needed to get done. So we knew that the roses would be okay in the water. It's not that bad. So Ambrose has been, I think, obsessed with a certain pot and we wanted to share. He found, where did you find this one?
So this one I actually found at Home Depot and it's got a...
the name of it is right there.
It's a 19 and a quarter inch temple pot. We found it at Home Depot. It's about 15 and a half inches tall. Absolutely love this one because it's a resin with granite. So it's got that concrete look. And it's actually, the way they're made is kind of painted with kind of that greenish aged algae look to it, which gives it a nice interest, makes it look like it's been there for some time. The
name to this pot is called Temple Pot, and it's called Special H Granite. Yep. So we'll make sure to link it down below so y'all can, I love it.
All right, so the first thing we want to do is after removing the plastic, we got some down here as well. There.
Sorry guys, I'm making too much noise.
So the first thing we want to do is actually put some drainage holes in here. Now it says you can just drill one in here, but I'm actually going to do about 4 or 5 different drainage holes because I want these roses to really drain and not sit in any water. So what I'm going to use is I'm actually using a masonry bit because it's resin combined with some granite. So you want to be able to get there fairly easy without trying to crack the pot. After we drill the holes in the pot, we're gonna go ahead and flip it over. First thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna have Angie add some mulch, about 1 inch to 2 inches of mulch at the bottom, just so it has that drainage and the soil doesn't compact.
Now tell them what type of mulch, because
now this is a very,
don't want to put.
This is a very thick, hard bark mulch, something thick that's gonna provide some space and some airy areas for the water to drain through. Again, you don't want the soil to compact and cover those drainage holes.
So like about 2 inches?
Yeah. Alright, now next thing we're going to do is we're going to get our rolls that we're going to put in here. Which one are we doing in here?
Okay, this one is Mill on the Floss.
Mill on the Floss.
Mill on the Floss.
And Mill on the Floss is one of the newer ones.
Yes, so excited for this one.
Yep, so I've got Mill on the Floss here. We're just going to kind of measure how deep it's got to go. So we want to actually put the soil right above here where the green starts. So maybe about a 1/4 inch above the green where it starts is where we want to put it. So we're going to fill it with some soil first.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put some of the Spona Organic potting mix in here. You should have just put it in a smaller thing.
That's fine. One other thing we do want to do is we're going to use some biotone. It has mycorrhizas to help the roots develop.
And water while you do that.
All I'm going to do is sprinkle on there since it's wet. It'll attach itself to it. Again, what the biotone actually does, it attaches itself to the roots anyway in the soil to get it to take up those nutrients and provide a good root system. Now we would use the what's it called? The one from David Austin, right?
Yes.
We would use that, but anything with mycorrhizae in it will do as far as helping develop.
And we've used it before. We used it last year too, but then we read everything and it's
so
it's the same.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually move the soil around here so we can get the roots in there and get it to the level that we need it at.
And I think on the next rows I'll go ahead and zoom in with another camera so y'all can see exactly what we're doing. And then, you know, as it gets watered, the soil starts to settle its way down, so.
Yeah, so we won't actually mulch the top yet until we get it watered in because it might just sink just a little bit. So once we get it watered in, if it sinks a little bit, we'll fill it up with a little bit more soil and then we'll top it off with some compost. No, it's compost.
With mulch.
With mulch.
We'll go ahead and mulch it. Okay, super exciting.
Yep, definitely excited especially since it already has some growth here.
Some growth, yeah.
So we're excited to see this one again. This is a new one, the Mill on the Floss, and we're excited to see the way this one grows.
Yeah, we just love pink roses. And this was one that just has such a beautiful color in its the blooms, the petals. So we can't wait to get it out there. So now for the second one, that's gonna go in a bigger container. It's a climber,
Yep.
Strawberry Hill. That one, we were very unsure. Last minute, we decided what to do with that rose. It's a climber. We want it in front of the door. Later on, we'll go ahead and show you guys, exactly where we're placing the roses.
Yep. So
Bed.
I think with Strawberry Hill, I think our biggest thing was last year we got Gertrude Jekyll, which was in a 2-quart container.
Yes.
And so as you can compare the 2-quart containers to a Bareroot, the roots are way bigger, obviously, on the Bareroot.
Yeah.
So we're hoping that it puts on a lot more growth than the 2-quarts did, because the 2-quart did actually.
Oh, it grew.
They grew.
They grew a lot. Like they put a lot of growth, which that's what they do, the first year.
Yeah. The only problem is we didn't get many flowers.
No, and that's normal.
Yeah.
That's normal for a rose, especially a climber.
Yeah.
It put a lot of foliage. But the reason we're also going to go ahead and do it in a container is because how we live on a base, they do, maintenance for us. Meaning cutting the grass and everything. And around late winter, we had things cut down we did not want to.
Definitely.
And it's not their fault.
Yeah.
We're very grateful that they do, they cut our grass and they fix everything for us and clean everything up for us every season. But we don't want that to happen with the roses.
Yeah, definitely not with the roses. I mean, we were kind of heartbroken when it happened, but luckily they were hydrangeas, and they're hydrangeas that grow on new wood.
The panicle ones.
So they'll come up pretty quick.
I told Ambrose, I think it's best that we put it in a container. That way there's no problems, and they know exactly what.
And besides, with the
not to
container,
touch.
we'll get the height that we want, right away.
Yeah,
So.
that's true.
All right, let's get to the second
Okay,
one.
let's do this. Okay.
All right, so for the next rose that we're going to do is the Strawberry Hill. Like I said, that's a climber. That's one that we're excited for. Now, this container's a little bit taller than the other one, which will give it that immediate height that we want, and hopefully it starts putting on some growth, because the Bareroot roses are a little bit older than 2-quart roses. So we're hoping that it puts on some growth right away. And again, like I said, Angie said we're doing this because, the fear of them just coming and pruning stuff, we want them to understand that this is our rose. And this is something we potted up so we can keep this maintained ourselves. Angie's already put the mulch in there like we did the last one. Now I'm going to grab the rose.
And we've had this pot already. I think, you had tomatoes in here?
Yes.
Last year?
All right, so I've measured this one. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing and put some biotone on the roots. And basically just dust it with the biotone. Again, that way the biotone helps the roots take in those nutrients and basically produce a better, healthier root system. Same thing with this one. I'm going to go ahead and plant it down up to just where the green starts. And luckily with this square container, it stays pretty even by itself in there.
Supposed to reach.
Let's go more. Cover that each side.
And is that it?
That's it right there.
Okay, guys, so that's it right there. Just wanted to make sure to get a closer view for you guys.
Alright guys, so for the same thing with this one is we're going to water it in, let the soil settle a little bit, And if it drains down a little bit and the soil settles, we're gonna just add a little bit more, and then we'll mulch the top here. That way it does retain the moisture, especially for this one, since it's gonna be in the front of the house and it gets a lot of that reflective sunlight.
That's the south part of the house, and this rose Strawberry Hill takes full sun. So I'm not sure, what is it, 5 through zone?
I can't remember the zones exactly. We'll put it on the bottom.
We'll put it down.
But again, even though it takes full sun, one thing we don't want to do is let it dry out completely, especially being in a huge container like this, and then just getting hit by the sun and the reflective heat from the house. Like I said, we don't want it to dry it out, so we keep the mulch on top to retain some of the moisture.
Yes.
But that's pretty much it, guys, for planting these roses. I mean, it's pretty easy with Bareroot. Obviously, a 2-quart is way easier.
It is. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. I was very scared. Last year I told him he wanted to go for Bareroot, and I told him no. I told him we've never done it. I'm scared. But then we started to notice when we got the containers from our local nursery last year. Yeah. They're Bareroot.
It's basically the same thing when you pick up those 2-gallon containers.
As we were planting them.
Yeah, it's in loose soil. You can tell they get Bareroots, and they just stick them in containers.
It was the same thing as if you were planting this. So we do have a little pretty to show you to make up for this ugly wall that I'm never going to forgive me showing you guys.
Yeah, so let me move this out of the way real quick.
Yeah. Okay, so a couple of days ago, no, not days ago, yesterday, Ambrose found someone at a local Lowe's. Was it Lowe's?
Yes, it was a Lowe's. Yeah.
It was a Lowe's. It is a David Austin. Someone I never even thought we would have in our garden, because I thought we'll wait for later. Yeah. So this one is the Lady Gardener, guys. She's looking rough, of course, because they had them and
they've had. I mean, they just came in. They were compact. They're pushed up against each other. So as you can see, some of the petals are already browning. Some of the stems are broken, but
they were wet.
Definitely not going to stop this guy. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got numerous buds ready to bloom.
And it just smells amazing. It has a tea scent to this one.
So Angie likes a lot of the more zesty, fruitful smells. I know.
Or very floral.
Very floral.
Old floral scents.
I'm all about the tea rose smell. I mean, this is it's got a nice faint tea fragrance. My favorite rose is the Wisley 2008. Although it hasn't performed well for us, I'm actually.
Strong tea fragrance.
So so tea fragrance. So I'm actually partial to the tea fragrant ones. I do like the other roses, but as far as smells, I think this is probably my favorite.
And you know, along the way, when we start doing our little tours, because we have an area we wanted, we will talk more about this, about this rose, the Lady Gardener. But I did hear a lot of good things about it. I know it reaches height of 4 feet, right? Yeah. And what else? Someone told me it was very cold hardy. I started doing my research over it. So, and then we have another beauty, guys, to show you.
You thought we were done. We're not.
Plus the stems.
All right, so this one here, Jubilee Celebration. I will show pictures of this zoomed in, because the cup of this rose is just absolutely amazing.
And it just smells so pretty. The back has this yellow to it. It reminds me of Lady Emma Hamilton, which we have. It's completely different color, orange. But in the back of Lady Emma, she has this very...
It's like a lemon yellow, kind of color.
Beautiful.
Behind it. Kind of like a sunset, like the sun shining through the front of the flower. It just looks absolutely amazing.
It's fruity too. So I was like... My daughter actually sent me the photo, and I was like, I know he's bringing it, right? I don't know where we're going to put it. I was like, but I know he's bringing that rose, right? So, this one too, salmon pink, fruity fragrance. So I'm just very happy that we didn't think we were going to get too many this year.
So I know just from looking at these, some of the questions that we had when we were planning the climbing rose especially was, what's the smallest container we can put a rose in? And I read a lot, 2-gallon, 5-gallon. When they're older than 3 years, go a little bit higher. But if you maintain your roses, you keep them healthy, they're gonna do fine in a 2-gallon container. As you can see, these are sold in 2-gallon containers.
Now, with time though.
With time, yes, you do want to upgrade. But as you can see, look at the growth on this guy, and it's only a 2-gallon container. So you can definitely do that. I don't recommend keeping it in there long term, but You can start small and then go big, and by the third year of these roses, they're completely gonna, you know, just flourish for you.
Yes. So, and like I've always told everybody, you know, get yourselves a catalog from David Austin. They're free, guys. I'm not sure they're...
You can still request them.
Can you still request them?
You can still request them. I think they're still mailing those out. I had a conversation with them on the phone the other day, and they said that they were still fulfilling orders. They were considering shutting it down, but as far as the last word I got, and that was maybe 3 days ago, is they were still fulfilling some orders and shipping stuff out.
Did I have... No. I think I took the catalog inside. I meant to show it to you guys, but go ahead and order it. It's free.
Yep.
It's free, and you have so much knowledge in there too if y'all want extra.
Yep.
You know, you have extra questions, but we'll be here, guys. Any questions you have, let us know.
Yep. So definitely stay tuned, guys, so you can see exactly where we put these roses and what it's going to look like in our garden.
And how they do here, because we're in a different zone now. So
yes, we are in a different zone. One of the biggest things we dealt with in North Carolina was Japanese beetles. Don't know how crazy that's going to be here. The black spot was horrible because of the humidity. So it's going to be different. It'll be something new to work with, but we're definitely excited about it.
Had many people tell us when we arrived here, Virginia is just great to grow roses. We don't know. So we're going to just figure it out and learn here how to garden, you know, how to do roses here too. So
we're going to get our roses watered that we just potted and see how those do. And again, like I said, stay tuned so you can see exactly what we do with those guys. Anything else?
Okay, no. We'll see if we just give a little glimpse of where they're going to go later on. And happy gardening, guys.
Yep. Take care.
Bye.